All right, welcome to Tech Talks. I'm Nat Coco and co-hosted with Matt Mosley. Today we are going to be covering the new OpenAI agent feature and then followed by Ask Me Anything. I'll be sharing my screen very shortly, but I'll go around the room first to say good day, your name, where you're from, and your experience with AI and what you'd like to get out of today. So that's 4 things I'm asking you to do. So we'll just take it easy. So I'll go around the room. Just going to go from left to right, who appears first. Dominic, you're first off the rank, so I'm going to ask you to unmute yourself, which I think you are. But love to an introduction, where you're from, your use with AI, and what you'd like out of today.
Yeah, Dominic Foley from Gosford, run a mechanical engineering controls projects business. Currently, you've been using AI prolifically since 2022, I think.
Wow.
And yeah, I use it heavily in my business for seeking leads, and I've just been playing around with the agent feature, but I'm not sure if I'm getting the most out of it, so that's why I'm here.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Helps a lot. All right, next off the ranks, we got Matt Mosley. Who are you? Where are you from? And what do you want to get out of today?
Yeah, Matt, co-founder of Trust the Process. Similar to Dom, been playing around with AI for a while, obviously. Mainly a lot of like process-related stuff. And yeah, just excited to have a look at this feature and learn a bit more about it.
Cool bananas. Awesome. I've got, who else have we got here who's human? Apple, if you'd like to take yourself off mute, you're more than welcome to.
Hello, so I'm Apple from Trust the Process team as well. Been using AI for technical support. Yeah.
Beautiful. And what would you like to get out of today?
Well, I'd love to see what AI can do more.
Cool. Awesome. Easy peasy. All right. Thank you for that. And just so we cover myself, Nat Coco, founder of Content Volcano, and I'm an absolute geek when it comes to using AI. I was never going to adopt it originally, but here and behold, I am working with business owners to ultimately help unpack what they'd like to do and evolve with the technology, build custom software solutions, and have a lot of fun with it. So on that note, I'll share my screen. Okay, cool. Okey-doke. Sweet. Can I just get a thumbs up either visually or in the chat just to let me know that you can see the screen? Yep. Cool. So what we'll cover today is the AI agent feature with OpenAI, and then followed by Ask Me Anything. And so I'll just rock in straight into that. Again, I built this little demo slide deck in 5 minutes just to sort of support what we're doing today. So on the left here, you'll see some of the topics just for basically just a bit of guidance. And then on the right, I'll be displaying the AI agent feature. Now, I understand that you've already been playing with it, so there might be things that you've already uncovered or discovered with it that I haven't used, and that's totally okay. It's only been out for under 2 weeks now, so we'll just dive into that. So many of you have already been using ChatGPT, and what if we could use it for something a little bit more advanced than manually typing into it? And you can think of it like hiring a junior team member that never forgets instructions. So I think we could all use a little bit of that in our processes and in our businesses. When it says it never forgets instructions, I'm going to put a caveat on that. AI can hallucinate, but ultimately it does have a framework to follow. In that sense, it can run 24/7 if you've got the account set up and you're not just using the free credits that are allocated to you, and it learns and adapts to your style very quickly alongside ChatGPT 5 release as well. Any questions? All right, sick. The problem, traditional chats, you have one question, one answer, and no memory to follow through. Again, this is a blanket sort of statement generalizing the use of large language models or ChatGPT. What you do need for success is multi-step thinking and context with execution. And AI agents ultimately have memory, goals, and autonomy equivalent to getting the results that you desire in a faster amount of time. So an example that we could use in this case is let me show you how, oh, there you go. It's got my script here for me. Love that. So let me show you how I've set up mine to help you with content strategy. I'm going to ask it to research 3 competitors, pull key messaging themes, and suggest 3 content ideas I can use this week. Now, I'm happy to use this example with any of your businesses so we can see it work live there. So would anyone like me to run this content strategy with the competitors? If so, just put your details in the chat and I will run it based off that. We've got a cone of silence here, so I'm just going to proceed with a topic anyway. So let's go with, I thought someone might come up to the table, so I didn't pre-prompt a prompt, so bear with me.
Do you just want, I can give a company if you like.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Just
Otherwise, I'll
the
just, yeah, that's fine.
Maybe Salt and Stone, I suppose. They're another HubSpot agency. Do you need the URL?
Yes, please. Make my life easier, Matt. I love that. See, it's like having a human agent with me right now. Please retrieve that URL for me, Matt.
Straight in the chat.
All right, thanks, Legend. All right, cool. So over here, I'll go through the problem. So to use AI agent in ChatGPT, you simply go into, I'll make sure it's on 5 auto. We'll go into, make sure that it's selected on ChatGPT 5 model. We'll go into the plus button and we're going to go agent mode. Now, to successfully do any kind of instruction with AI, I think it's really beneficial to get AI to write your prompt on your behalf with the idea that you're looking for. So before I click agent, I'm just going to ask it exactly that.
Sorry, Nat, before you go on, are you using ChatGPT 5 auto or do you go straight to the thinking mode? Because I've just been trying to get as much juice out of it as possible by going to thinking.
Look, to be honest, Dom, or sorry, can I call you Dom or Dominic?
Dom's good.
Yeah, Dom. I think at the moment I'm still uncovering which the best option to use is. That's why I'm personally using auto mode, because it's built to auto detect the best use case for us. So that's why I've been using the auto mode personally. Great question though. Now I'm going to go back and probably sleep and dream about, be like, why did I do that? So thank you for the question.
Yeah, I think it might be a way for ChatGPT, so OpenAI, to streamline and get the most out of their users by sort of channeling where they can energy saving efficiencies to lower grade questions.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
That's my skepticism on that one. Anyway.
Well, like, by saying please and thank you, we're burning down a tree every minute. Now that's just a metaphor, but by using extra energy, there's more cost to it. So you definitely that could be a theory that could be explored and proven. So based on that, I'll go into ChatGPT now and get it to write the prompt saying, hey, we are about to do a live demo using the OpenAI ChatGPT 5 live agent model. I'm going to provide a prompt that we are going to use and explore and uncover 3 competitors for a particular business set. What I'd like you to do is rejig my prompt so it's an effective use case for the OpenAI live agent model. Cool. So I'll also just paste the I'll grab the URL. Copy link address. Cool. All right, cool. So now that I've got the actual prompt, I'll have a quick skim of it, make sure I'm happy with the instructions, and then we'll go straight into agent mode. The reason I do this, it reduces any, I guess, hallucination or fatigue from me mentally, and also guiding and instructing the AI to do what I'd like it to do, which is the research task. So research recommendations, summarize their core positioning, identify messaging, make sure the content ideas are practical, timely, and aligned with salted stones. Okay, so this is an error here that I can see, is that this has interpreted as that we are salted stones. We're going to create a content strategy for that, but for the purpose of the actual example, let's just roll with that and see what it comes up with. All right, so we'll now go into agent mode. Type in, or just copy and paste. We'll hit enter. And so what we can expect to see is, so if anyone watching the replay hasn't seen this, what we'll end up seeing on our screen is a live version, as if someone is navigating a screen, as you can see here, and it will ultimately follow our instructions, do the research on our behalf. At any time, we can interrupt the AI doing its research by saying take over browser or stop. The purpose for that is that if we want to interrupt the pattern, we can do that without pressing stop completely. The benefit of doing that is that we can keep the flow state of using the AI agent live in action. For the people in the room here live and now, is this something that you have witnessed using within ChatGPT agent mode? Yep.
I haven't actually played around with the agent mode yet, so.
Okay, cool. Yeah, awesome. So it's ultimately researching it as if we would do it, but probably more effectively. Cool. How about yourself, Apple? Have you had a chance to play with this agent mode yet?
Oh, not yet as well. Is this available on free ChatGPT or available on Pro only?
I believe it's paid accounts. I've got a Teams account, but I'll have to check that one.
Okay.
Is that big enough for everyone to see? Yep. While this is doing our research for us, what, Dom, just to speak directly with you for the moment, is that when you're using AI agent mode, what is your process to start using the agent? Do you pre-prompt it, or do you just dive in and give it a brain dump? What do you do personally?
Yeah, good question. From tips from Matt Mosley I received previously, I always pre-prompt now.
Excellent.
It's a great way to go about doing things. One of the issues that I'm having, that I experience with the agent, is its ability to scrape and search the web based on its access. So something that I'm slowly working through now is creating an interface that it can use my logins and access to get into things like tender portals and stuff like that. It is probably above me in terms of in terms of programming understanding, but I'm just trying to go my way through it, which is pretty awkward, but I'm getting there. So awesome. when I'm done, it should empower the AI to do things like really get into LinkedIn, really into all the other stuff that it can't get into at the moment using my access.
Yeah, I love that. And what's your take on the security?
That would probably give Neil Bostrom a heart attack, but whatever.
That leads into my question. There's a couple of questions here. So are you concerned about the autonomy in logins and what access you're giving it via the interface, as in security purposes?
So OpenAI has got a lot of guardrails around that, and you can talk about it. You can talk to it around what you want it to be able to do and what you want to not be able to do. At this stage, I'm having it as a no input, just only being able to look and search. But yeah, it is a rapidly evolving space. I think once you can sort of break down that barrier between the user and the AI agent working, which currently is pretty strong, it's got a lot of value.
Yeah, awesome. And then what interface are you using to work around that, the login issue? Because I understand that it will say cannot access, and then it says, would you like to proceed? And then it moves on to scraping the data. What's your approach there?
It's good. You got to run a Python script.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Awesome. Love that. I haven't personally done that, so I was curious to see how you're going about it. Cool. All right. So based on that, it's done a bit of research for us based on the task. And so we can have a look at the output and say, is this aligned with what we want to be achieving? So this has come up with competitor profiles, smart bug media, make web better. Then it's got the evidence to support where it's extracted the data from. So again, depending on the use case, is if you're just using an AI search and not asking for resources where it got the information from, we then have to double check or triple check, is this information true and accurate, or has it just made up something to appease the user on the other end? Because the large language models are basically, in a layman terms, is built to boost your ego and make you feel amazing about your ideas. So what I appreciate about this research is that it's giving the sources where it got the information from. Now, the HubSpot partner space isn't my area of expertise, Matt. So in this respect, you have a better indication, is this information aligned with what you're seeking? Let me make that bigger for you so you don't have to squint.
Yeah, it looks accurate.
Okay, excellent. For me, at the moment, it looks like gobbledygook because it's not my area of expertise, but it is giving us a breakdown of what we've asked it for, right? So now we go into the messaging themes. It goes into their competitors, their tone and focus, how they're using it. I would ask it to provide the URL links to the actual data set that it pulled from. So if it was LinkedIn or Instagram, I'd want to see, well, what do they actually mean by the tone and focus? So if we were diving deep in competitor analysis for our content strategy. So moving through that, weekly content ideas for Salt and Stone, behind the scenes, cross-disciplinary success. It's fine. I guess it's pretty basic. I'm actually going to call one of my own GPTs in here for a moment, if it'll allow me. I just want to cross-check some information. Oh, this is linked to a different account. It doesn't have it built into it right now. I built a research tool agent within ChatGPT that absolutely annihilates and removes any bullshit from the output. So I would generally call that in, say, hey, assess this output and check the resources to do it. So I don't have to manually go and go through that process. So I duplicated my brain, in other words. Cool. So from here, that was a straightforward example of doing some research. Whether you take that to the next part, to the next phase or not is up to you. But in essence, it's literally just showing you how to navigate and how it researches automatically, with you possibly having it as a screen open to the side, or you might have multiple tabs and multiple agents running with different components. Again, that's still a manual way of using it, but it's a really great starting place to navigate the use of an AI agent. Have we got any questions, concerns about the AI agent capacity that we just shared and showed?
Sorry, Nat, can you elaborate on what you were doing there about the cross? That's interesting. I've not seen that one before.
Say that again, sorry?
How you pull your other agent in to assess?
Oh, right. Okay, sure. I can show that to you live. Let me just add access to this account. I created a demo account for these sorts of things just because I think there's 130 gigabyte of chats within my OpenAI account. So I've created a demo account for the purpose of these sorts of things. So bear with me. I'll show you what I mean by pulling in an agent. Okay. Where are you, Cool. Stay with me. I just have to release some security for me to be able to show you, but bear with me.
Happy for you to talk through it if you want.
Yeah, okay, cool. So you know how you build a custom GPT? And let's say you've got 3 that you've personally built. To be able to use that in, say, another conversation to draw it in or pair it into that conversation, you literally hit the @ symbol and call that GPT. And so say it's an analysis, like it's a diagnostic analysis. It analyzes whatever you're doing, or a content strategist. You can literally press @ call it in, and then bring it into the conversation, and then remove it from the conversation.
And is the process to remove it the same as bringing it in?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So you literally just take it out of the chat or press stop, like you do with that agent that you just saw through OpenAI. But it doesn't work autonomously like the OpenAI agent.
Okay. Yeah, nice. That's perfect. Thank you so much. Know what I'll be doing for the next half hour.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So we can live workshop those sorts of things as well. So if you want to try it right now, you may not want to share your screen, but you're more than welcome to do that. We can move into the Ask Me Anything section, or we can do another live agent demo for yourself, Matt and Apple, who haven't seen it in action yet. Happy to do that for you.
Yeah, for me, just what other sort of things it can do, because I'm running an agent at the moment. Like I just turned it on and just running it to do a couple of things in HubSpot. Like I found that they've got 2 endpoints, which is basically just grabbing data and research. But yeah, probably just, if you haven't anyone, what other ways are people using the agents for their own businesses? So you also, Don.
Yeah, mine's like at the moment I'm using my agents to do intense amounts of research for specialized engineering projects, which is, God, it's like having 3 engineers working for you. It's incredible. So yeah, that's good. But it's not definitely not the advertising space, which would be much more useful for lead sales generations for sure.
Yeah, I'm doing a similar thing, Matt, is that I'm predominantly, because it's been out for under 2 weeks, I'm purely using it for research at the moment, or I'm using it to analyze and cross-check information from, say, a session that I've had with a client. So I'll put the data into, so that in the context, like the copy, into the chat, then I'll activate it, pre-prompt it, then turn on the AI agent to do deeper research on the tasks that I would have personally had a team member do in the past. And like similar to Dom, I might have 4 agents running at once. You can then link it into using it, say, and I'm talking very fundamental level here. You can say, put it into a presentation, or put this into a script that I can put into a dashboard. So like I shared with you, that really brief interactive dashboard that I created within minutes, I had my AI agent do that for me and cross-check it, does this work? And so it checks that information for me. Now, this is just the tip of the iceberg. There are different automations that you can bring into it, but I like to start at the very ground level if I'm trying something new for the first time, and what are the basic that I want it to do to save me time. That's where I'm personally using it at the moment.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. The deep research, pretty much. I suppose, like, if I wanted it to, give it a customer avatar and then tell it to go find 200 companies similar to that, I would probably be able to do that at a better level. So then lead gen. Yeah,
and if you have that then linked to an API that is linked to, say, what are those leads? Not that any of us do this. Extracting data in a very formalized and above board manner It could be doing those sorts of things.
Like Apollo or Clay or something, you mean?
Which already
Yeah.
has those built into it. So
Yeah.
we do everything above board here. And an example of a task that I recently used is that because I'm building beyond custom GPTs now, I'm in the developer space, that I'm now building what I had as a custom GPT into the developer interface now, because I don't want the bleed of hallucinations and data. Like if I'm looking at compliance for, in particular, AI, like I'll just use it as a live example, I don't want it to start saying, oh, this button looks really good. Like that's got no fucking like meaning to my task. So I'm moving from the custom GPT into the developer space now. So I've got the AI agents running and extracting the data, or how to do that within the developer space for me, rather than me manually having to go through that process. And a benefit of that, you can have 4, 5, 10 agents running at once. And it's basically like being at a, I'd call it the MCR, like machine control room, where I can sit back there and literally navigate all these tasks being done and project manage my agents doing the work in order for me to finish the task and complete that.
Yeah, nice. Do you need the pro user one to do that? To run more than one at
I've
once?
got Teams.
You got
I just,
Teams.
honestly, all you do is create it, just open the browser and then set it up as a new agent. That's it.
Yeah, nice. Interesting.
Yeah.
Do those agents, is it similar to the other chat that they'll then remember what you've asked it previously, or is it?
Yes.
If you-
In that one chat, yes.
Yeah.
So, you know, it stretches as far as your imagination, and I'm not sure about you guys, but it's making my imagination go beyond limitless now.
Yeah. Did
It's
you
all-
create that presentation, this presentation, using an agent, or did you use a different system?
I initially just created it in ChatGPT. Then I moved it over to Claude, because Claude has a more interactive face for creating dashboards and those sorts of things. as well. And that's
Yeah, I was
on a
gonna say that.
account. Yeah. Because
I
the
did a test the other day. I'm sorry, you finished.
no, I was just going to dribble on. That's fine. Go.
Yeah, I did a test the other day with. Yeah, I wasn't sure, because like the ChatGPT's ability to make PowerPoints is pretty rubbish. So like, yeah, I did a test the other day with a couple different like AI systems. And like the one I always come back to is Manus AI.
Yeah.
Which is sort of similar to the chat agent function, because it does tasks like that, but it spat out this like PowerPoint slide that was perfect with graphics and but yeah, no, definitely cool stuff.
Yeah. So that Manus one, can you please put that in? I know you've put it into the chat, because I know you're using Vercel as well for other components. So I find with ChatGPT is I should be able to just get I got it to put it in Canvas, which is basically the same as an artifact in Claude. So it literally just said, hey, here's the document that it looks like. And then I just copy that, put it into Claude. It's a manual process, but it takes me, 5 minutes as a human, and then it creates it in a few minutes. So that's
have a play with Manus. It will, like, it spat out a Google slide deck for me that I didn't have to change, apart from editing like some of the content. And to be honest, I didn't edit much. But yeah, just they're all sort of similar stuff.
Yeah.
And, I chop and change. To be honest, I haven't been using Claude as much lately. I know a lot of people are still using Claude, but again, I'm not doing a lot of design. I'm doing more like similar. If I've got a dev question or a research question, like I tell Apple all the time, like if she comes to me with a question, I'm like, have you asked ChatGPT yet? And she'll be like, yep, this is what it said. So
yeah. And I guess that comes down to what is the use case for the individual, and for the business, and how it's being used. So I think from a perspective of today's tech talk is that the AI agent's capacity, if we look at it from the baseline level of just getting started, it's been released for under 2 weeks, is using it as a research tool is an effective way to begin using it if you've never going into the depths like Dom, Matt, and Apple and the people in this room, we're using AI at a reasonably moderate to advanced level. So if you're not at that stage where what we're saying doesn't make any sense, and I'm obviously saying this for the replay, guys, is that using it as a research tool like Google on steroids, maybe that could be the name of the next podcast, like GOS, but Google on steroids, is that it's removing the need for me to spend even 30 minutes on a task when I can have 5 of those tasks set up of the research that I need for that particular client. Now, that's a manual use case. I could then put an automation piece in place that could have the 5 agents go and do that for me and then give me the result in a format. But because I'm using it so fast and effectively, that automation setup wouldn't be worth my time when I can just get the answer once. If I need it more than once, twice or 3 times, then I'll build an automation piece for it. Otherwise, it's just like boom, 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 next. So it's really speeding up that process.
Yeah. That's
Okay, cool. So, Dom, have you got any other questions? I'm curious to hear more about what you're doing with it, but if you've got any questions for me, I'm more than happy to see if I can answer them for you. Oh, I think you're on mute, bud.
But it goes all right.
sound, maybe?
Yeah, thanks for the presentation. That was really good, really interesting.
Sorry.
Do I have any questions about that going forward? Look, I just want to
We didn't hear you for the last
play with the GPTs at the moment and how they interact with the agents
Yeah,
for the next little while. So I'm going to just park on that and I'll hear you the next tech talk, I guess.
Yeah, that's fine, mate. It's been great to have you here, and appreciate you sharing the interface that you're using with the Python script as well. That's something that I'm going to have a look at and play with in my free time. Awesome. Matt, anything for yourself? Otherwise, we can do full circle.
No, all good. Thanks a lot, Matt, and thanks for coming, Dom.
All right, sick. Awesome. Apple, have you got any questions that you might like me to cover while you've got me?
No, all good, Matt.
All right, sick. All right, well, that's been a successful tech talk. Oh, Dom has rejoined. You're on mute again.
Issue, sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay. We thought you left the room, so we were wrapping up, but I'm happy to sit here and talk through different AI components and different things that you can use it for. Otherwise, I'm happy to wrap up the session.
Oh, let's wrap it. I've got to move on to some other stuff, but it's been really good. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Awesome. Thank you so much for being here, and yeah, I'll see you next Tech Talk.
Take care. Bye.
Thanks, guys.
See you guys.